Hey guys, in this video I'll be talking about what is stock market. If you're a commerce student, then you would have literally heard about stock market in your BCom or even in your 12th books. But exactly what is stock market? Stock market is a place where transaction happens. Transaction of what? Transaction of shares and other debt funds or even complex instruments. We'll come to that in a later part. But stock market is an place where buyers and sellers meet. Previously in 1900s, before the digitalization happens, all the transactions which were happening, you had to go to their respective broker place. From there you have to give your biddings. So after the digitalization, you can able to place the trades or give the bids online through your brokers app. Could be Angel, Zerodha, Groww, Motilal Oswal, all those are brokers through which you can able to give online order placements. Okay, now I understood what is a stock market. It's a place where buyers and sellers meet. Okay, I understood what are the instrument that is being traded here. So when it comes to instruments, we have few. That is, one we have is stocks, then we have mutual funds, then comes bonds. It can be both government and corporate bond. Even after that, we have few more in the form of complex instrument, that is futures and options. So with this different plenty of instruments, people do buy and sell transaction. Assuming that you want a Reliance share, assuming that it is trading at 1000 rupees per share and you would require 10 shares of. So for which, if you are willing to pay at market price, whatever the market price it is trading at, and if you wanted 10 shares, then you would require around 10,000 capital for you to initiate this transaction. For you to buy this, there should be a other party, counterparty, who should be willing to sell those shares. From that person, you will be getting these shares and he'll be getting your money in return. So it's an exchange of shares and money. Why there is stock market in the first place? Why should it be? Even if the stock market was not there, whichever place it is where people buy and sell, that will automatically formed as market. And in that market, whatever the instrument is being traded, it's a market for that. So even if we as a government or as a corporate didn't name any stock market, the people who do the transaction inside formed it. When a lot of people do a transaction in a single place, that becomes automatically a market. Then we'll come to who are the participants in the stock market. Yeah, I understand that there are buyers and sellers, but it is more than that. So we'll go through one by one who are the market participants. One, as usual, comes buyer and seller. Then we have an exchange. Stock market is a place and exchange is a mediator for the transaction to happen. You can call it as a mediator. Broker is a different part. I'll come to that. In the 1900s, if you want to buy a Reliance company, you would be getting a physical shares of it. And how would you assuming whatever the shares which you have got is original share or not? Only when that security has come from authorized government or any other institution where you can trust it, only then you can call it as a original thing. So these NSE and BSE plays this role where they give you a platform where they say you are open to buy and sell these kind of shares or any kind of instrument it is. They give that facility and they take care of all the back-end processes. Because now it is in digital, so they had to take care of back-end process. So these NSE and BSE, these are exchanges. These are two exchanges, independent exchanges. So if a company is there, Tata Motors, and it wants to trade in publicly, here we have got two exchanges. So if Tata Motors want to get listed only in NSE, then only buying and happens only in NSE. If they tie up with both NSE and BSE, then trade can happen in both the exchanges. So that is how it is. Then comes brokers. Who are these brokers? Whatever the name which you have heard in the ads. Zerodha, Groww, Upstox, Motilal, Kotak Neo, ICICI Direct. These are the few names, but we have plenty of brokers. So all these brokers become a mediator for you guys. They give all the backend, all the app infrastructure through which you can able to place the trades. These trades, whichever you will be placing as an individual or as a company, this trade from you, it will be passed on to these broking apps. From these broking apps, it will be passed on to these exchanges. So these exchanges decides how many buyers and sellers are there, for whom what share to be matched, or at what price to be matched. In India, we have first in, first out. So if Tata Motors is trading at 500 rupees and you are willing to sell at 499, and if the another person is also willing to sell at 499, but you have placed the order first, then the first priority will be given to you. Once your all quantities gets executed, only then the second person who has placed that order at the same price will have right to be executed. First in, first out. Then we have parties clearing corporation. What is this clearing corporation? Whenever a transaction is initiated, assuming that you have placed the buy transaction, and they make sure, clearing corporation, that you get that share and the counterparty gets your money once the transaction is executed. Because when you place a buy order, it is not like within that day you will be getting that share in your demat account. Previously, when it was in physical shares, you would have had to wait for months for you to get the original share certificate to you. Then later on, when things became digital, starting was T+5. From there, they reduced it to T+2. Now currently what we are running is T+1. So whenever you purchase any stock, you will be getting it to your demat account within T+1 day. So if you initiate transaction today, by tomorrow end of the day, you will be receiving that share in your demat account. These should happen seamlessly. They take care of it. Clearing corporation. Then we have parties, depositories. You had open trading account from all these brokers, but for you to store those whatever the shares which you will be purchasing, you would require a digital locker, because all the securities is now in a digitalized format. So you would require a digital locker. So these depositories provides digital locker facility. So whenever you are opening a demat account or brokerage account, one trading account is getting opened with the specific broker, then a depository account is getting opened. So currently we have NSDL and CDSL as a depository. These two are government bodies: National Securities Depository Limited, Central Depository Securities Limited. So all the shares, securities, including your mutual funds, all those things will be stored in these depositories. Then we have SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. Just like a police have in a village, town, city who takes care of all the crimes, just like that we have a SEBI who takes care of all the day-to-day operations in stock market. They make sure that there is no frauds or there is no cheating happen to the individual investors. So in case any cheating or anything, fraud, anything has happened, you can directly raise a complaint to SEBI. They'll take care of it the further part. Then as per market participants, we had told that there are buyers and sellers. It is not like there is only individual person who is doing the buying and selling. There are a lot of other people involved in this transaction. They are named few. I'll let you know what are those. In a short, we can segregate them in three format, these buyers and sellers. One as a trader, one as an investor, and one as a gambler. A trader who takes any position or any transaction, in simple words, in an aim to make a short-term profit. If a person thinks that Tata Motors is going to go up from now on within 1 to 2 months or within 6 months, then that person who has initiated a transaction can be called as trader. And the investor, when he has initiated the transaction for only purpose to be holding that security, he is very patient. He thinks even if it takes years, it is fine. I am patient enough to hold it. So investor who is called because he holds more than 1 year. Then there is a gambler. Gambler also takes a transaction for a short-term profits. Then what is the difference between trader and a gambler? Between a trader and gambler, there is only a thin line where trader thinks he knows something because of which he has purchased, and a gambler has taken decision based on instinct. That is the only difference. If we had segregated people, buyers and sellers in these three categories, who are these people? They are individuals just like you and us. There are corporates companies also do the transactions. Then there are NRIs, Indians who are residing outside the India. The funds can come, the income is earned outside the India, can also come inside India. Indian income or outside income, both can be put in investment. Then there are big institutions. Institution nothing but companies, big companies. Who are these big companies? One are insurance companies, just like LIC, HDFC, Ergo, Niva Bupa, Care Health, and even other insurance companies. These all companies, whenever a premium is collected, their only income is investment income. Their income is not a premium collection, because whenever a premium is collected, 100 companies, 100 people premium is collected, then they have to give for a certain people claim amount, because it's not like there is no claim in 100%. There will be some amount of claim. So in this time period, whatever the investment which they have done, through which they have earned some interest, that is the only income for the insurance companies. So that's the reason they do the investments. Then we have mutual funds. Whenever you do SIPs or you do lump sum investments in any mutual fund schemes, all those monies come to stock markets. Then we have banks. Banks also do certain transactions. They also can buy shares. Then we have foreign companies, foreign investment companies. They also can do the investments in Indian market. So these are the market participants in stock market. You would ask that, okay, you would explain me all these things, but I still don't know what is a stock. Once you are 18 plus and want to start a company, we have few options. Either you can start as a proprietorship, partnership, or LLP, or last we have private limited company. In proprietary, you are the owner, you are the boss. All the profit or losses is happened because of you. But when it comes to partnership, LLP, and private limited, it's not an individual person. There are a lot of other people also contribute to your business growth. Having an example, assuming that in a partnership and LLP, 2% has started a company, both are 50% owners, and both have put 1 lakh capital. So when a company makes a profit of assuming as a 10 lakh, then as a ownership, you have a right for that 5 lakh rupees each. But both of you is the reason for that profit. Because you had a 50% share in this partnership, you tend to get this 50%, that is 5 lakh. The same happens with private limited company, but the number of people will be increased. Number of partners or number of, in this they are not called as a partners. In private limited, they are called as shareholders. Just like in partnership, you had agreed upon 50-50. In this, you can agree upon any kind of a percentage, for which you should have that much number of shares with you. The company has, at the starting of corporation, in its agreements tell that it has 100 shares of X amount of each. Then if you have 90 shares, then you have 90% of the ownership. If you have 10 shares, you have 10% of the ownership. This is in a smaller scale. But when you come to stock market, these companies are big. If you want to purchase complete company, you would require lakhs of crores or thousands of crores. Stock is just a ownership which you're getting in a company. You have a right for whatever the profit it is making, or at the time of closing that company, whatever the asset it has. It could be land, it could be any patents, any machineries, any car, any gold investments it has, any kind of assets. You will be part of it. You tend to get a part of those. Share of ownership is nothing but a stock. What is the use of stock market for you? Why do you want to learn about stock market? Stock market is the only place when you learn this, you can able to get passive incomes out of it. Usually people works for money, but in stock market, if you have money, the money works for you. That is the only difference. So with your limited time, it is very important for you to make your money work for you. That is the reason you should learn about stock market. Not to make any kind of quick profits, but to make a generational wealth. If I have interest in stock market, how do I learn? Is there a way for me to learn? Yes, you have. You can go with, there is an institute called NISM, that is a government organized institute by NSE. They offer in a systematic way learning, self-learning through online PDF, online books. That books have structured knowledge. This NISM is very important if you're planning to go for a job, you should have this NISM certificate. NISM certificate is given very much priority importance in corporate world. Outside of it, we have two more options. You can go with courses which is being offered by third party courses providers. Whichever you like the most, you can go with them. Then we have option of self-learning. Either it could be through books, through internet, through YouTube, in which there is no fixed path. Whichever you find the interest, you'll be learning those. With the hope that in the coming days, you'll be learning and all the things will be matching to the syllabus. Stock market name can be new to you guys, but it is actually started from 1800s. It is long back you and me are born, or even when before our parents are born. Officially, through all the documentation, BSE has started, Bombay Stock Exchange, in 1875. From that is where official stock market has started. Then later on NSE came in 1992. So oldest stock exchange in India is BSE. I think even before this, there was a stock exchange called Kolkata Stock Exchange. The stock exchange was in Kolkata, then later it shifted to Bombay, after which BSE was formed. How many stock exchanges are there? We have mainly three. One is BSE, NSE, MCX. In NSE, BSE stocks gets traded. In MCX, different instruments get traded. That I'll make a video in coming days. I will attach a screenshot of whatever the exchanges are there currently. You can refer to those. What should be your goal while learning about stock market? If you're planning to learn about stock market, your goal should be only two. One is passive income. Second one is building generational wealth. Not just for you, for your children, grandchildren. That is how much money you should be making. That should be your goal. And stock market is a place where you will be giving your time and money. It is not just your time. It demands your money also. The lot of mistakes you do which cost money and time. Once you learn those lessons, only then you can grow further in this market. The money is the fees which the stock market will be collecting from us. If you are not comfortable to put your time and money, and the money which you are putting now at the learning stage will not be coming back. It is the fees which you are paying to stock market to learn. So if you are not comfortable with that and you have no time to learn this, then it is better to find a good companies and do the investment. Or even then, if you are not able to find a good companies or you do not have a time, then you can better select mutual funds. Even in that, you can select Nifty Index Fund. It is the name of a scheme which is offered by all mutual funds, with which you can do investments and forget for years to come. Let the money grow. Before I close this video, points to be remembered by you guys. Stock market is a long-term game. There is no such a way that you can earn very quickly. Stock market demands time. There are people who has made money, quick money, but also they have people who have lost money. The same people. If you aim for high risk, high return, then most probably your money will be gone in those. Second thing, patience is everything. You have to be very patient. Only then you can able to make even a small amount of money. Because Warren Buffett has said that stock market is a wealth transfer machine from impatient person to patient person. And third point, learning and understanding takes time. And some people are slow learners, some people are fast learners. So you should be okay with that. Fourth point, there is no shortcut or easy money in stock market. Easy money comes, it goes. It cannot be sustained. Even when a person in Kaun Banega Crorepati, even he has won 1 crore or so, if he doesn't have the mindset to keep that 1 crore, then he cannot sustain that amount. There are videos where they made an interview after few years, whoever has won in from Crorepati, Kaun Banega Crorepati. 99% or 100% of the people who has earned this 1 crore couldn't able to keep that money. They did lot of other things. So do not go for shortcut. Build your mindset in such a way that even if some person gives you 100 rupees or 100 crores, you should be able to save and grow it. So saving should be the most important part. Then only comes getting return out of it. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.